So several weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, I no longer keep track of time anymore. Some of you have asked me to do like an old school YouTube video and talk about what's inside my bag, what's inside my everyday carry bag. And I'm like thinking that's a great idea because above all things, I love to show and tell. The show and tell is where I really get to shine. But show and tell is pretty difficult when you don't have that many things to show and tell. I mean, I guess I have a lot of things to show and tell. You want to look at my bookshelf? To be honest, on this channel, I talk about minimalism. I talk about normcore. I'm like the most basic of basic bitches. So if you were to look inside my bag, which I will do to appease you, that would take all of like 5 seconds because I honestly don't have many items in my bag. But then it got me thinking, I'm very curious. To be honest, when I am out walking and it happens to be sunset, one of my favorite things to do, if I happen to walk by somebody's window, I'm not like a peeper or anything. You're not gonna look out your window and then see me looking inside like this. And if somebody happens to have their curtains drawn and I happen to see inside, I would just turn my head and look inside. And then I just move along, okay? I'm not saying that I linger and peep. But if you are opening your house for somebody to look inside, then I will oblige you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Teresa, and you want to see what's inside my bag? Let's go. I've actually never worn this microphone the way it's supposed to be worn. So if it starts to wrestle against my body or if my hair starts to wrestle it, apologies ahead of time. We have a lot of technical difficulties here. After this many years, I don't know what I'm doing. It's recording, right? You're recording, right? So this is the bag that I carry for all occasions. This is the Alpaca Flight Sling, and it is not sponsored, and I try to keep it very minimal. What I like about it, it has no branding that you can see, no visible branding. No visible branding is a choice. I only have one decoration, which is Miffy, which I got at a gachapon in Tokyo. Of all the gachapon that I rolled, she is the one that's like the most sturdy that I feel like accompanies this bag. It's like very minimal. That's the only bag charm I have. Sometimes when I'm walking, she kind of swings and hits me in the hand, and it really hurts because she's pretty hard. I have my wallet. My friend, once I took it out for lunch, and then she's like, "You carrying a man's wallet?" Yeah, I'm carrying a man's wallet. It's a Bellroy, I don't know what it's called. It's not sponsored. Bellroy bifold or something. It includes some credit cards. I carry no cash whatsoever. So just in case any of you motherfuckers want to mug me, you're not gonna get any money out of this. Why am I so aggressive about this? And it has my library card. The only thing that I'm worried about is somebody could take my library card and start checking out books at the library under my name and then not return them. The library, I have never not returned anything in my life. I've never returned anything late at all. Once I got caught up in I almost got an editor interested in my book in 2012 and I didn't return the book on time just by like a day, and I got like a $2 late charge. The library keeps a record, okay? Even though I paid off that late charge, they still have this record. In 2012, I turned in a book late. That book was called The Aviary, by the way. It was a middle grade book about, I don't remember what it's about. It's a kid in a Victorian aviary. That's the book that's on my record forever. If you don't return a library book, they will have you on their record forever. Don't mug me. You're not going to get anything out of me except for some always, because I am always menstruating. If you and I are friends or coworkers and you happen to be bleeding and you don't have one of these, I gotcha. Here's a little bit of algo speak. You can't even freaking talk about your womanly cycles. This is some panty liners. This is from Up and Up, because you never know when you're gonna bleed hard or you're gonna bleed light. I have a man's wallet and I have woman troubles. You do learn a lot about somebody, maybe a little too much about somebody, from their bag. And I have 2 packs of gum. I like to chew gum, and I like to chew gum loud. I have kind of a disgusting habit. When I chew a stick of gum, I'll keep the wrapper, and when I'm done chewing the gum, if there's no trash can around, I'll just spit it back out into the wrapper and I put it back inside here. The majority of the weight of this purse comes from my glasses case. I wear prescription sunglasses when I'm outdoors at all times. At all times, I have to be slathered in sunscreen and I have to wear sunglasses. Even if it's a cloudy, overcast day, I still wear sunglasses. It has been drilled in me that if you don't take care of your eyes, you're gonna get cataracts when you're old. So I've been through a lot of glasses. They all go into this very beat up, janky case. And this is the cheapest case you could possibly get. Every time I go to an optometry office and I need them to adjust my glasses and I take out this case, I feel like the optician, whoever I talk to, look at this case and they're like, she probably has cheap glasses, you know, because it's such an unassuming, old, battered case that still works. And then I pull out the Oliver Peoples and they're like, oh, those are pretty fancy. These are Oliver Peoples and they're polarized G15s. The frames itself actually cost me, I think I got them at cost from working at an optometry office in the past. I go for very classic styles so they don't go out of style. Look how nice and pristine I've kept my glasses because I keep them in this case. And I'm also very particular. I'm like one of those people I've always dreaded helping, by the way, will look at their glasses and I will look at it from every single angle. And if there's a scratch, I would freak out. I would like look at every single inch of these glasses. No marks, no grease spots. I clean my glasses a lot, by the way. I'm that type of person. And once I got some glasses recently and the coating peeled, somebody accused me, no, you probably left them in the heat. Does it look like I'm the type of person that would leave my sunglasses in the heat? If you think I keep things very minimal in my bag, what do you think is inside my dashboard? Nothing. I don't have crumbs in my car. I don't keep extraneous things in my glove compartment, and I don't keep extraneous things in my purse. Does this sound like the kind of character who would just cavalierly leave their glasses on the hot dashboard of their car or like in a glove compartment? Okay, guys, you can really tell what somebody's character is by what they carry in their purse, how they keep their things, what kind of items are in their purse. And you can tell that I am very intentional with everything I carry. That I spend a lot of time, more time than I care to admit, trying to whittle down the possessions that I own to this minimal little purse, which is 2 years old, by the way, and kind of still looks new, even though it's been rained on. If this is what's inside my purse, what do you think I keep in my glove compartment? You know what I keep in my glove compartment? I keep the manual to the car in pristine condition, even though it's a 10-year-old car, and nothing, because I don't like clutter. I don't like trash and I don't like clutter. I'm not the type of person to ever leave anything in a car and forget that it's in the car, because for some reason I have been gifted or cursed with a running inventory of all the things I own, which is not a lot of things, but it's an essential inventory in my mind. Man, I really need to chill out. Obviously, I guess I'm an anal retentive person who's always prepared for every situation. I have hand sanitizer. And no, I don't have any Touchland hand sanitizers because those are expensive. And a micro trend. What are they, like $10 for hand sanitizer? No. So this is from Target. This is how frugal I am. I bought this 5 years ago, and I've just been refilling it ever since. Originally, it's aloe, it's like green, and that stinks. A very earthy, musky scent, and I hate it. But I used it anyways because I don't like to waste things, and every time I use it, I'm like, oh, disgusting. Now I just have unscented hand sanitizer. Another thing you need to know about me, I've always carried hand sanitizer. Back in the 2010s, at the height of my friends' clubbing days, because I never really clubbed. I don't want to go clubbing. Where are you going to keep do you carry like a purse? Sometimes you don't carry a purse back then. And I'm like, but where do you keep your hand sanitizers? Like, why do you need to bring hand sanitizer with you to the club? And I'm like, why wouldn't you carry hand sanitizer with you to the club? I think what we've learned from my purse is that I really need to chill out. And it's hard to chill out when you're bleeding all the time. So now that we've covered the main compartment of this purse, let's move on to the secondary compartment, where Mithy is guarding. A face blotter from Sephora. I didn't buy this. My friend gave it to me as part of like a makeup birthday present in 2014. This is over 10 years old. I have a Band-Aid just one Band-Aid, dental floss, because I always need to floss, a hair clip, 2 hair ties. Why am I so aggressive with this? I have 2 hair ties, because you never know, right? I don't really like to tie my hair. As you can see, my hair has always been the same. I don't really care to tie my hair up in a ponytail. It gives me a massive headache. But also, I have white hair around my temple. With my hair down, it kind of covers that. With my hair up, you could definitely see it. I'm not gonna dye it. I'm going gray hair, don't care, but I guess I still kind of care, so I don't tie my hair. That rhymes. Oh, I'm such a poet. I have some Advil because I always have headaches and cramps. I have 2 tinted lip balms from Burt's Bees. These are kind of old. These are probably 5 years old, but I still use them. Like, I'm not done with them yet. I don't wear lip gloss and I don't wear lipstick. I don't really like traditional lipstick. Actually, this is lip shimmer in watermelon and peony. It gives your lips just the right amount of color, but it also has a minty tingle. Then I have some stuff to sniff. My parents gave me randomly one day, they gave me this vapor inhaler because I always have hay fever or allergies. I'm not that much of a nasal decongestant kind of person, but you know, when you need it, you need it. Last year when I went to Japan, bought nose mint, which is kind of like, I would say their version of Vicks. I think it's just a peppermint essential oil. I don't carry this around in my purse because it's too big, but I have this by my bedside. Vicks Vapor Rub. Sometimes it comforts me just to put Vicks on my nostril area. The contents of one's bag and how they pack it, as I did, says a lot about a person. And what it says about me is that I definitely have issues. I'm very particular about certain things. I'm very prepared. I'm anal retentive. I'm always PMSing. I always have a headache. I'm a very neat person. There's a method to my madness. It's not really that much madness. I'm very particular. I'm very orderly. And maybe I'm kind of like that husband in Sleeping with the Enemy. If the towels are misaligned, I might have a freak out. I'm always giving people Advil. I'm always giving people pads. I have always got a tissue. You do not want to mess up my glasses if you were my optician. That's for sure. I've got a compartment for everything. Everything is in its proper place. Everything has a use, a function. And if there's no function, then I will take it out of my purse and I will put it elsewhere. The bag needs to run efficiently. The bag, much like life, needs to run efficiently. I like efficiency. I don't like clutter, okay? That's a little intense, but I'm always PMSing. It's kind of like the opposite of when Mary Poppins pulled out all that junk from her carpet bag. I would never have a bag that big, and I would never carry a freaking ficus because there's no place for it. And the only chill I have from that bag, so it looks like I'm a normal person from the outside. It looks like I'm a carefree spirit from the outside, but it's just a disguise for like the regiment that's inside the actual bag, okay? You gotta wear the sheep's clothing here. You gotta like pretend to be normal. That's why Miffy is on my bag, but actually I'm not that normal. I'm crazy. How do you know all this isn't just a set and my actual room is just sterile and I sleep on like a military cot and I don't do anything except sit on my bed and stare at a wall? So I think the mystique of what's inside my bag is just taking a peek. It's like a secret window into somebody's unfiltered life. The messier and the more chaotic, the better. So that's what I feel like is the mystique to a lot of the first generation YouTube videos, the simple format of girl in her room. Let me just show you what's inside my bag. I used to eat that up because whatever they pulled out of their bag is, for the most part, 99% authentic. It's the same wow factor as in, you know, that scene from Mary Poppins where she just pulls out a bunch of random stuff from her carpet bag. I feel like it's like what are you keeping in there? The same mystique that's attached to our curiosity of what's inside somebody's bag. It's the same as if I'm taking my evening walk and I pass by my neighbor's home and I take like an unfiltered look into their life and I notice that they have a lot of water bottles, but not necessarily a water bottle rack. I've noticed some people have a grandfather clock. Some people have some wall decals. I think that's just so unique onto ourselves. So what I've noticed, and from what I've gleaned from how social media algorithms flatten culture, is I've noticed that there has been a proliferation of pack my bag with me videos on TikTok. And that's part of the, I would say, the overconsumption certain niche. Everybody's packing their bag with the same items that everybody is restocking their bathroom pantries, restocking their makeup drawers with, and it's like the same products. Why is it always the same products? Now everybody's like, I have to have a Touchland hand sanitizer because it's somehow become a mini micro trend slash status symbol. If you see enough videos with people spraying Touchland hand sanitizer, does that make you want to go out and buy some Touchland hand sanitizer so you could be part of the club? Or is it because it's like a influencer brand partnership campaign, and every influencer with like 5,000 or more followers or something gets a free sample of Touchland hand sanitizer, and they're promoting it, so it feeds into this loop of the brands send samples to the influencers, they promote it, and then viewers watch it, and then they want this hand sanitizer. If you compare like early days of what's in my bag to what's in my bag now, it seems like the uniqueness of what's inside somebody's bag has kind of been obliterated. If somebody's sole content is packing their bag and they basically have a room that's kind of like a storage unit or like a mini convenience store or mini drugstore, the uniqueness of the contents obliterated. These videos are not in any way, shape, or form authentic. Overconsumption is not authentic. If the person were packing their bag with, let's say, hand carvings of wooden ducks, I don't know why you would need like a bag full of wooden ducks. At least, if anything, at least that's unique. I would say like there's nothing particularly unique in my bag. It's very utilitarian. It's very Spartan. It's just the essentials. Like if I told you the story behind all that, you basically built up a character profile that I am a very basic girl. Yes, I'm basic, but I'm also a little crazy. Nowadays on social media, when somebody shows what's inside my bag, the contents of the bag are always laid out so beautifully, and also to an aesthetic and to a theme, following an aesthetic to the letter erases your authenticity. There's a lot of conversation about how social media algorithms have made everybody just a little less unique. We have the same face now. Heard of the Instagram face? It promotes people with a certain face, and then all of a sudden everybody else wants to get the same face. Or maybe it's through face filters that it creates the same face. Now everybody is just starting to look the same. If you look any different, the algorithm is going to suppress you because you're not deemed as attractive to the general audience. It wants you to look a certain way. It promotes certain interior design styles. You can say like the white and bright look of the early 2010s was algorithm promoted. It becomes a trend, and then the cycle loops. People just start buying the same furniture. I've also encountered discourse in the book world that Book Talk has everybody reading the same books. I don't know how true that is. It's just everybody online reading the same books. I certainly read different books. I just finished reading for the second time In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. Wonderful book, by the way. Like if you ever want to kind of just admire somebody's prose and say, what am I doing this for? It's so I could write like Truman Capote. It's so I could just get to his level. I'm not going to continue talking about Truman Capote. Let me just get back. As a consequence of the algorithm, we have same face, same interior design. You always see the same book, same covers, because that's what's appealing to the algorithm. And then as a result, a lot of people are starting to have the same bookshelves. Personally, I write rom-coms, so my books also look like the same books of that genre. One could critique it and be like, oh, it's just the same crap. All books in that genre, it's the same crap. But it's like from a marketing standpoint, let's say I'm writing like a typical, we missed our flight and now we are stuck in the airport, like a planes, trains, and automobile situation, except a rom-com. How do you sell a rom-com if I dress it like a literary novel with just text? It's not going to hit the audience. You have to signal what you are in order to fit in the genre. That's genre fiction. Like I write rom-com, the cover is like something that's like a haunted house, some creepy haunted house. The book is not going to sell because it's going to attract horror readers, and they're reading like a rom-com and they're like, what the hell is this? In many ways, you kind of have to look the part. If you want to sit with the cool kids, you got to dress like the cool kids. Somebody has a video that does well with a popular romantasy book. Well, they're in do more romantasy books because that's what does well for their niche. Publishers will send them advanced reading copies of more romantasy books. And then their shelves, which maybe had more of a diversity of books, is just all covered with romantasy. And then when they film their book talk video in front of these shelves, in front of the romantasy books, that's what the algorithm and the audience visually likes. So it signals what kind of book talker you are. It's a slippery slope. One day, if this romanticy book talker decides to branch out and start, today I'm reading Stephen King. Today I'm reading Toni Morrison. Today I'm going back to the 1940s and reading Philip K. Dick. Their audience is not going to like that. So basically, you're kind of stuck in this niche. It's like a slippery slope. It's like a chicken and the egg scenario. But in the same vein, everybody has the same water bottles, same hand sanitizer, which is really freaky to me. Is like, why is there even a trendy hand sanitizer? The same bag charms, the same face in many instances, which is pretty freaky and dystopian when you think about it. When you get to the holiday seasons, like the same Halloween decor. Right now, the Ralph Lauren Christmas is trendy, which is just honestly a rebrand of traditional Christmas. If everybody has the same items in their purse, if everybody decorates in the same way, how does that make you unique? So occasionally when I have items that are too big for the purse, I carry a backpack. I carry a field notes. I keep a list of every book I read a month just to see how much I read per year. Ooh, in February, for some reason, I think I was sick with something and I read 11 books. That's insane. I was maintaining an herb garden at that time, like a miniature balcony herb garden. So I wrote down all the herbs I was trying to grow and take care of. And sow in the spring, 1 month to germinate, well-drained sandy soil. Bet you didn't know that I have quite the green thumb. Half these plants are dead. Look at this. I was planning a YouTube channel at this time. What kind of YouTube channel am I gonna make? I don't know, I'm still figuring that out. Last year, went to Japan and I got like a bundle of campus notebooks. My notebook for my book ideas, or it's just like an exercise book in which I plan my books. You know, like I plan out the chapters and I plan out the plot. This is dated from last year and it's kind of like a cozy mystery, so I have a list of suspects. It's a whodunit, and I did not know who did it, but I had my suspicions, okay? I wish I could show you, but there's just it's gold in here, guys. It's gold. It's a habit tracker of writing every day. Every circle that is colored means I wrote that day, and every circle that is not colored, that means I skipped a day. What do I write my book on? This is my Palmera. It's just like a simple writing device. And I got this in Japan as well. This is like my current work in progress. Don't look at it. It's very rough and very raw. So I'm writing this office romantic comedy. That's all you need to know. An office romantic comedy, an office retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. The main character's boss, who happens to be the CEO of this company that she's working for, he sent her a dick pic. This is a really old Kindle. I just love to show and tell what I've read. You see how large my font is? That's why I'm like an 80-year-old woman. I prefer to read things in large font so as not to strain my eyes so I don't pay for it later. I just finished reading Victorian Psycho. I called it delightfully reprehensible. I finished reading for the second time Truman Capote's In Cold Blood. I'm in a Truman Capote kick right now. I recently checked out Truman Capote's Portraits and Observations. When he was alive, I bet he knew he was a wonderful prose writer. If you believe in reincarnation, I feel like I am Truman Capote. And now that I've made my distaste known, he's taken the coward's way out and pretended the dick wasn't intended for me. Okay, this is strange. I have some trash bags. Sometimes when I go to my parents, they have a tough time getting rid of things, and sometimes I like to stealthily put things into this trash bag and remove it from the premises. In addition to the trash bag, I have some latex gloves. I'm prepared to remove things from the premises, if you know what I mean. These have not been used. I just have latex gloves just in case, because you never know when you might need to. And what's in the pencil pouch? Shudder to think. I have a variety of, a highlighter, pen, some tinted lip balm from Burt's Bees. This is not the lip shimmer. This is just the tinted lip balm. I like the lip shimmer better, but you never know when you need to moisten your lips. I have a Chinese New Year red envelope with no money. And then I have some, oh, I have some flash drives. That's old. This bag is a little messier than my purse because I haven't used these in a while and I don't know what's on it. It's probably just old documents. Maybe some of the evidence needs to be destroyed. Maybe not. There you have it. That is what's in my bag. That's what's inside my Bjork Raven Kanken. So if you made it this far, please leave this bag emoji down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you've enjoyed me, then consider subscribing to my channel and I'll see ya next time. Truth be told, now that I know more about the asset, that's like the program she's working with, I don't like my job and wish to quit on my own accord. I object to being forced out because the CEO has grabby hands and can't keep his dick in his pants. So even though I would like to quit, I can't quit on general principle. And that's the corner I find myself in.